So in this video, I'm going to show how to create this package and um, uh, publish it into the npm. So the first is that I'm going to have a folder for this project. So I'm going to call that npm package modules public. So once this folder is created, then I'm going to go to VS Code. So in this folder, the first, of course, I'm going to have a README file. Well, the next is that I'm going to go to GitHub and create a new repository, and this time I'm going to call that npm package modules public. So that repository is going to give me a link so that later I can use it to link to the GitHub. All right, so now coming back, I'm going to do two things. The first is that I'm going to have a git init, which is to initiate the git settings for this project. So the next is that I'm going to add that link to the git so that I can later push the changes to GitHub. Yeah, so basically the comment is like this. I just click this, and then now that one has been linked. So that part for the git initiation has been done. So the next is that we are going to do npm initiation. All right, so it's going to say that npm initiate. I'm just going to use this comment. And it's going to say, okay, so you want to have a package. So what is the name of the package? So this name is too long. I'm going to change that to another name. So I'm going to call that, for example, yeah, so why don't I just call it that way? So use my name as my branding. Well, there is a reason, because you can call that my modules and whatever, but I'm afraid that name has already been taken long time ago. All right, so in the version, I'm going to change that to 00.0 because that's what I'm going to start. And these are the customized packages, whatever. All right, so the endpoint. The entry point is very important, and usually we're going to keep it like it is. So this means that later all the modules should be put in this index.js. So I'm just going to keep it that way. So I don't have this test comment, and already, because I already initiated this GitHub, and it is already automatically linked to that. So that now once the publishment is established, and it's going to automatically update from that. Anyway, so the keywords, I don't think of any keywords. I can think about that later, but I'm just going to keep it like that. And then my name inside as the author, and of course the license is MIT, and that's all of that. And is that right? And then I'm going to say yes. So okay, so that part is down, and then now we can see that there is a package.json there. Basically, it states what is the package name, what is the version number, and the link to the GitHub, and also a bunch of other things. Okay. So the next is this is just for testing purpose. I'm going to create a JavaScript file, which is called a test local. Right. So inside I'm going to put that as in a synchronized mode, and then inside I'm basically these the code is gonna do two things. The first is that if I have a string like this, which contains a file name and the path, so I want to extract this part, the file name, without a path, without the extension number. So I'm going to use this function called get file name. All right. So basically, that one will be a dictionary. So it's going to contain three parts. The first part is the path. The second part is the file name without the extension, and third part is the extension name. So I'm going to split that, and that will be achieved by this function called get file name. right? So this is the first. The second is that I'm going to have a HTML code, all right? Now I'm going to turn that into a DOM using jQuery and a JS DOM. So I'm going to change that into a DOM. Note this is the DOM. This is not a jQuery object. All right. So then with this DOM, I'm going to use the function called get DOM top text content and return that. So basically what it does is that you see that in this HTML, you have the text content at within different texts, right? So what I want to have is that so if you use the functions like the .text content, you're going to have all of these text contents crossing all of this text. But I only want to have the text at the top level. I don't want to have the text within that. All right. So I have this function to get rid of the text that within the children nodes and only show the text at the top level. So that's what I'm going to do. These are the two things. All right. So first I'm going to show how to do it as if it is a Node.js project, and I'm going to install the packages, within this Node.js project. So everything is loaded and installed in this project. All right, so first is that I need to have a JavaScript file containing all of these modules. So remember, in this test, I'm going to use this module called get file name and also this get DOM top text content. So I need to have a file containing all of these modules. So basically, it is very simple. First, I define all the modules and put all of the modules as an object or a dictionary. So inside I have the key, and each key refers to a function. All right. And the second is that I'm going to have a line to say I'm going to export these modules, which are the things inside. So I'm going to put it there. So I'm going to call that index.js because that's the typical way. And remember that earlier in this package for NPM, we said that this the main program should be this index.js, right? So despite that, you can name it by others, I guess, but it's better to keep it as it is. So I'm going to call that index.js. But remember, to this point, it is all at local. There is nothing being published to NPM yet. Well, now coming back to this test local to use this models, the first thing I'm going to do is that I am going to require this JS file, which contains the modules, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna require this this file. So all the things inside this, all the functions inside this index.js will be loaded by this command. Okay, and in this index.js, we can see that actually I require other modules. For example, I require to install this JS DOM and also require this jQuery. So I should also state it here, these requirements here. So I'm going to say that I will need to have the JS DOM, the window, and then also the jQuery. So that will enable me to use these modules to find the DOM and to find the top text. All right, sounds good. So remember, by this step, everything is run in Node.js, and we've noticed that we will need to have the modules called JS DOM and jQuery, right? So then we're going to go to npm and install this package into this project. So I'm going to, for example, I'm going to start from jQuery, and for this one I have a special requirement. I'm only going to have this jQuery 3.31 because I found that in 3.5 there is a bug that was not resolved. I think in 3.6 it is still not resolved, so I'm going to use back to this 3.31. Right, so the next is that I'm going to install this JS DOM. All right, Okay, so now I have all the packages requires external like the jQuery and JS DOM. I also have my customized modules installed in this index.js. Then I can run this node test local to run and get the file name, the path, and the extension name is a dictionary, and also I can have this top text contents. Yeah, so I just run this this test local file, and I get the path name and extension number of this the string, and also I have the top text, which is this part, which is here. All right, so this is to illustrate that now it works in Node.js. Suppose that I'm gonna run it locally with these packages. Okay, so so for the next video, we're gonna show how to publish this onto